So as a child, I have been playing with light guns, and it is so much fun to bring the arcade at home. Time Crisis is one of those nostalgia games that I really love to play nowadays, but we do have some problems when it comes to light guns. But I've been talking about CRTs a lot on here on the channel because there are a lot of great ones you can find from Bang & Olufsen, but unfortunately this is not an option for everybody here on YouTube and the retro community, because these things were sold back in the day, like mostly in European zones. This product was been sent in by the company that makes the Gun4IR. I must say that I find it a quite interesting way they made this, because we do have like high quality light guns but with new awesome features that we can use on our PC. Gun4IR is created by JayBee over in Japan, and the distribution will be done by Ray from RPEG Electronics from the US. But before we even can use the light guns, we need to do a little bit of assembly and connecting it to the PC. So first thing that we need to do is, of course, assemble the LEDs that we need to place on the monitor. The LEDs have been already pre-soldered, so you don't need to do anything like that. It's just more like putting it on your monitor and plug it in with the USB with barrel jack connection cable. For this video, I'm using the 27-inch monitor from Philips. You can basically use all kinds of monitor. If it's an old Dell monitor or you want to use a 40-inch television, it's no problem whatsoever. I did get some double-sided high quality tape, but I'm using the poster clays because of the form factor of my monitor. It was not like super easy to put them on here. So I basically got these poster clays. I don't know if you can buy them in every single country, but they are like dirty cheap and can position the sensors perfectly. But the poster clays is just one of those epic ways. You can put them on your monitor super easy and they don't fall off that easily. But again, there are many ways to put them on your television. So let's go with the flow and let's take a close look at the light guns today. For my setup, I have chosen for the Asus GR8. This is basically an i5 6th generation with a GTX 1060. It's not the most powerful device, but it is powerful enough to run up to PlayStation 3. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The first light gun that we're going to take a close look is the Nemco G-Gun, and I really love this one. This is pure nostalgia for me. This is the first one I basically got in my collection. We did have like the gray one, not this black version. It's an absolutely great piece of technology in combination with the new Gun4IR. You can see that we do have like the option to use a 12-volt power supply, just a typical power supply, that you need to plug in for the solenoid, otherwise that part will not work. But again, like we're going to try out with some gameplay, so let's plug it in. And let's have some fun, because the solenoid is pretty damn cool. But let's talk about the quality difference. And so what do we mean with quality difference? So how does it feel compared with the original Nemco gun, the one I grew up with? So the first thing I'm noticing is like when we're having like both in my hands, I can feel this one is slightly heavier because this thing has been completely modded with his technology. Another thing is like the click of the Nemco, the Gun4IR is different, and I personally really find it like satisfying, like the click and just the way how it feels when playing the game. The technology behind it is also different. That is of course the reason why we can use this thing on an LCD display. So both of my light guns have been provided with a new lens, and this is a special wide lens. And the convenient thing about this is if you have like a smaller screen like me, like a 27-inch or a huge screen, you always have like a very great accuracy when it comes to the light gun itself. But let's do a quick weight comparison. So this is the original weight, that is 226 grams for the original light gun. Let's grab the Gun4IR, and this weighs 384. So there's like a minor difference, but I just wanted to show you there is a difference. But how about the software itself? There are so many different ways to play, especially on the PC. We have like arcade games like back in the day, but also having like the pretty damn cool games from the game systems like an NES up to the PlayStation 3. There are so many ways to play, and you can bring them all together with Launchbox. Absolutely great piece of software that you can pick up for a lifetime license for not a lot of money, but again, it will bring this thing to the next level. So with the lifetime license, we do get the big picture mode, and with the big box or big picture mode, I love to call it, you're going to get like a very nice interface. Here we got computer, arcade, even techno parrot, going to get this own, let's say, subject, and here we can choose our game that you want to play. Pretty damn cool. There's a lot of messing around with it to set it up, but big box makes it so much better, or better said, Launchbox. And it gives this thing like a cool like experience, like back in the day in arcades, only now with two light guns from Gun4IR and some cool software and a good PC. We have so much stuff we can play. So let's try a couple of them. Okay guys, so the first gun I'm going to try is the G-Con. This is with the rumble function. And then we have the solenoids in the inside. So let's choose a game. Let's choose a mission 1, Bug Hunt. You can already hear it makes quite a lot of noise. You can adjust it in the software itself. So you have like less noise. So if you want to adjust that. But what I really like about the solenoids in general, that we do get the same experience that we had with the original game. Of course, we don't have like a huge machine gun now, but we do have like the same experience. I think it's pretty damn cool. Have all the function, flamethrower, grenade, everything that we're going to get in the original game. Burn, baby, burn! But you can find the most weirdest games, so that actually works pretty damn good with this light gun. You can also see the crosshair. It's very accurate. Response absolutely amazing. Another great game to play is Time Crisis 2. Let's say the light gun in front of the screen, and we're going to basically like put it from a distance. You can even play with 2 players with some emulators, depending what kind of game and emulator you're playing, of course. I don't have the pedal, so I need to press the button at the side, but... So where we do have like the solenoid and the rumble combination, we don't have the solenoid in the G-Con2. So when it comes to the quality, he is using the original quality and even improving the internal parts with the Gun4IR. And what I like about this, that we do have like the action reload button at the bottom. I personally really also like the design of it. It's just lighter and you can just feel it even with the improvements of the internal parts replaced. It still weighs not a lot. And it's also a little bit smaller, so for some people it will be more comfortable. No power supply needed, you just plug it in and it works. But let's do a quick comparison with the original one. The other light gun I am having is the version number 2 for the PlayStation 2. I also got the original one, and when you're going to do a quick comparison, you don't see like a lot of differences, but also when it comes to the weight. I personally really like this light gun in general, and that's just the form factor, the way how compact it is. Also I'm going to grab my weight scale to show you what's the difference in weight, but already like from hand I can feel this thing is still very weight compared with the original one. Also this light gun has been provided with the special wide lens, so we have like best accuracy for smaller but also big screens. Okay, so let's check out the original light gun. This one weighs 215 grams, and with the modified one you can see like there is even a very minor difference between the 2 light guns. So I've been playing around with the G-Con one, now try the other version, G-Con 2. And of course it's absolutely a different experience because it just feels way different in your hand. We have like different buttons to reload, use all the extra settings. And again, like it's so much lighter than the other one. Okay, so next up I want to try a Wii game with the G-Con 2. So in this game everything will be automatically, if you're going to point out of the screen you can basically reload. And also on the Dolphin emulator this works perfectly. A really cool game to play. Another classic is House of the Dead number 2. It's a lot of fun playing with it. I really don't mind that there is no recoil, just the rumble is more than enough. Another thing I really like about this light gun, that we have like the button at the bottom that you can just reload, and it's so much easier to play this way. Alright, so let's try the alien game, but this time we're going to do it with 2 freaking controllers at the same time. And when you're going to play both controllers, yeah, I must say like I really like the G-Con. It's so comfortable in hand. But the only thing what I'm having is like with the G-Con 1, we don't have like this solenoid, and it gives like an authentic feeling to this. And with this, we do have like the vibration function. The vibration function is very nice. It doesn't make any noise, but it does give like a completely different experience. But when you're looking at this website, you can see that there are all kinds of different versions. Beside all the karaoke machines making, that's pretty damn awesome. But when you're looking at the light guns, we have all kinds of, let's say, special modifications. And there are even people like asking to modify other cool arcade guns. For example, like the Rambo ones. He also sent me some samples of his work. He has like this custom made light guns. For example, from the Terminator game, that you can just modify and play. So if you like to have something different, he can just make it. It's pretty damn cool, and maybe in the future we can review it. So in this video we have to take a look at the solenoid and rumble combination light gun. It's absolutely great, especially if you want to play some aliens. These games are absolutely amazing. It gives like a very authentic, let's say, experience with the solenoid. Then we have like this cool rumble motor. It's just cool, it's very nice, it's a very cool addition. But the only thing I wish I can review maybe in the future is that we're going to have the one with the recoil, because this is in my opinion a completely different experience. I know he has this one with the recoil and more aggressive than this relocate thing I'm having over here. So maybe in the future we can pick it up and just take a close look at that and compare it with all different versions. But nevertheless, which one is the best one for you? So if you want to have like the solenoid for certain kind of games, this is absolutely a great experience. I personally really love the overall quality. The accuracy of this thing is just great. It doesn't even matter what kind of game I'm basically booting up. So if you just want to have like just a rumble function, this thing weighs lighter than this older model, but just having only rumble function, I think it's better than basically having nothing. The rumble is a great addition to it, but it is like a less arcade experience. I already mentioned like recoil, there are so many different versions he makes, and again, like having like the Rambo versions of the light guns, it's crazy to think about what you can do with it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the light guns? Would you consider picking it up, and which one do you prefer? Do you want to have like the very noisy like solenoid with rumble, or you just want to have a rumble in general? Thanks for watching, consider subscribing, hit that little bell, become the biggest family, and it would be great to see you in the next video.